Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be talking again about the potential for cold and snow this week, and the chances have actually increased more, and it does look like we could see some relatively widespread snow across the UK during the next week, especially kind of Tuesday, Wednesday and possibly Thursday, Friday as well. So this video is going to be split into two parts, by the way, and I'll put the timestamps in the description, I think. But the first section is kind of going to be a day-by-day overview, and then the second section will be a more in-depth look at the possible but potentially significant snow across the south Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I'll get started now with the day-by-day overview, and you can see right now we're using the GFS model. That's just one of many models, but we'll start off with this one to give you a quick picture. Remember, kind of the confidence in the first few days is quite high, but then after that our confidence starts to decrease. But that does mean I can show you kind of this without any sort of caveats. We've got relatively good confidence up to about Monday, Tuesday, and that's we've got high pressure, a few showers across the north, maybe wintry over high ground, but nothing interesting yet. But then notice, I'll get this black pen out just because it's a bit clearer than the red. Then notice we get this little low here developing just to the northeast of the UK, and it moves in this direction down in the North Sea. And that's interesting because we've got high pressure over here just kind of off the screen, and then in between that gap of the low and high pressure we pull in a cold northeasterly airflow, and by Tuesday that's going to be all the way far south across the UK. Sorry, I mean as far south as all of the UK covered. And so you can see here our low moves through like that, spins off, and then we get that cold air shown by those kind of purple colours, which signifies snow. And if I show you the temperature, this is the temperature at 1.5 kilometers, also known as 850 HPA. So it's about 1.5 kilometers up in the air. And we kind of look for those dark blues and purple colours to see snow. And actually you can see that we have those dark blue and purple colours by Tuesday covering the entire UK, which means that any precipitation that does fall will fall as snow. So we do have good confidence on this now. And if I show you the GEFS, which is the ensemble, it's kind of an average of all the different possible solutions under the GFS model, you can see it says the same thing. We've got our cold air all the way down across all of the UK, and then we get that purple air, so even colder air across northern Scotland. And so that basically means that up until Wednesday we have good confidence it's going to be cold. Actually, if I move this forward, we do know that at least until Friday we're likely going to see that cold air covering most, or if not all, of the UK until Friday. So the cold spell is likely going to last a week. And then kind of going more day by day now, what that means, I'll go to a high resolution model, is that when we got that really cold air up above, which I'm just showing you here, you can see that those really dark blue and purple colours, like -10 at 1.5 kilometers. What happens, is we get that cold air moving over the comparatively milder and warmer seas, and that creates instability, and that instability creates showers. So what ends up happening is that we get a lot of snow showers across the UK beginning on Monday. So there's our cold front passing through, and you can see immediately northern and eastern coasts are going to get buried by the snow showers. And if I show you this potential, it's not confirmed, but potential snow depths, we could be looking at 5 to 10 centimetres across northern Scotland, potentially more. And in fact, the UK have, the Met Office have weather warnings out now for the UK. You can see we have this yellow warning here of snow and ice. Comes into force on Monday, lasts all day Monday. You can see mainly northeast and northern Scotland, but going down into parts of northeast England as well. And in that warning, we're going to see 5 to 10 centimetres over northern Scotland, and then 2 to 5 centimetres more widely. And then on Tuesday, we can see the warning has extended now to parts of eastern England and parts of northwest Scotland as well. And you can see here that lasts all day on Tuesday. And that's going to be, again, 5 to 10 centimetres over northern Scotland, and then 2 to 5 centimetres overnight especially, but kind of 2 to 5 centimetres is possible anywhere within that warning zone during Monday and Tuesday. And we have high confidence on these showers during Monday and Tuesday. In terms of temperatures, it's going to be pretty cold as well. These are the maximum temperatures during Monday, potentially kind of 8-9 degrees in the south, but over the north, that cold air really digging in. By Monday, you can see those temperatures, maximum temperatures, 3, 4, 5 degrees, potentially even lower in spots. The minimum temperatures overnight on Monday are going to be pretty cold as well, sub-zero across most of the UK and Ireland. And then on Tuesday, the maximum temperatures, that's going to be properly cold on Tuesday, looks like. Potentially maximum temperatures just 4 or 5 degrees, even for the south, potentially as low as 0 for the maximum. And then those minimum temperatures are going to be decreasing very widely below 0, potentially minus double digits across Northern Ireland and Scotland there. And then if I continue, you can see another cold night during Thursday, and maximum temperatures on Wednesday pretty cold as well, 3, 4 degrees. Now for the bit which is more interesting, the snow. As you can see, if I show you the GFS model run, we do get to see increased chances of snow from not just showers during the week. Our first disturbance here, potentially we could see something, sorry my cat's just here, but it's fine. You can see potentially we could see a disturbance across kind of eastern areas on Monday. That could bring an accumulation. And then another thing we have to watch out for is on Tuesday, we could have a kind of a weak front or zone of precipitation extending a kind of along like that, and that could possibly bring a covering of snow across the south on Tuesday, though the confidence of that is quite low. However, the GFS, the Met Office high resolution model did actually show that we've got that weak precipitation and does lead to kind of a covering of snow, and then meanwhile we've got those heavy showers going on. So that's one area to look out for. Another area is potentially the more interesting one, and that's on Wednesday. You can see we have this low just to, let's get that pen out. We have that low just to the southwest of the UK, and notice it's not your typical quite rounded low like that. It's quite, let me get rid of that, and oh wait no, let me just clear this. It's not your typical round low, it's quite elongated and flat, as you can see. It's that kind of extending along an axis like that. And what that means is that it's kind of the perfect snow setup, because you have precipitation and then we have cold air coming down on the north, and then what happened at that boundary is you do potentially get snow, and you can see that model showed snow there. What's interesting, and you might look at this and say, well, why are you showing me this? There's barely any snow for the south on this run. What's interesting is that there's possibly more support actually for a significant snow event a bit further north. And if I show you the 0 o'clock run from the GFS, you can see we actually had that low a bit further north, and look, we had actually heavy, widespread and significant snow across much of the south during Wednesday, and then it kind of pushes a bit further north into Thursday as well, but we potentially had the Midlands, Wales and Southern England in a significant snow event. If I continue the run, you can see that cold gets pushed out across the south by the weekend, potentially something significant across further north on the weekend, but that's not in this video because it's too far out. But if I show you another run, this is a Canadian model, you can see this was also interestingly showing quite significant snow. You get a lot of that heavy precipitation, that elongated low, the cold pushing in from the north, and then look what happens, we get significant snow across southern England and the Midlands on this run as well, and actually continues for quite some time. However, just as there is kind of possibility of it happening, there is also the chance of it not being so significant. And if I show you the European model, you can see we do get that low, but look how the precipitation is really, really weak, and it doesn't get very far north, just kind of far southern areas on this particular run. So basically, we know that there is a potential for snow, we just have quite a lot of uncertainty. However, if I show you some more higher resolution models, you can see this is the UKV model. Interestingly, shows snow across the south, quite heavy snow actually, during Wednesday morning as well. And if I show you the ensembles, this gives us a better idea of confidence. And if I show you the postage stamps right here, let's just make sure it's refreshed. This is for London. And then I move through here. This is all the different kind of outcomes from this model. Let's go to Tuesday. This is we want Wednesday. Just move. So here we go. You can start to see we get a few of these suggestions that there's going to be snow across the Midlands and possibly further south. And then by Wednesday, we should start to see the models kind of really picking up on this. You can see there's some snow across the south there. There's one. There's a significant one. That's a big one for the Midlands. There's some snow. And you can see, actually, quite a few. There's some more there. Quite a few of these models are suggesting there's one there as well. Potentially significant snow across the south during Wednesday. That would be crazy. I doubt that's happening 30 centimeters widely across the Midlands. But it's fun nevertheless to look at how crazy that is, to be honest. I mean, that's complete kind of like not going to happen. But just for fun, actually, let's just take a look at what it's showing. It was basically showing a massive snow band stalled, basically, or not stalled, but moving over the Midlands for quite a long time. But anyway, so that's the potential scenarios. And if I show you something quite interesting, this is from the European model. This is all, each of these dots is showing the different potential placement of the low. And you can see, as this is on Wednesday, you can see all the dots are really spread apart like that. Let's get this pen out. You can see they're not all consolidated into one point like this one is. That's quite consolidated. But look at this. There's a whole kind of axis where there's a bunch of coloured dots and they're not really close together, which means we don't really know where the low is going to be. But if I show you a kind of similar thing to what I just showed, which was all the different solutions, you can see here. Let's get this ready. This is a kind of animation, and I'll run through it quickly, of all the possible scenarios for Wednesday from the European model. And you can see we really want to watch this red line here. That's our front, which could bring the snow. And you can see there's quite a lot of interesting kind of suggestions here. Potentially a snow band across the Midlands and southern England there. There's another snow event across kind of the North Midlands there, southern England, Midlands, southern England again. And you can see there's another Midlands event. So generally the consensus is that we're going to have a low pressure system, and it could and probably will approach UK. We just don't know exactly when and exactly where and exactly how much snow it's going to bring. But if I run through this, you can see the chances are looking pretty good. And if I show you kind of, this is another thing, this is the kind of different probabilities of different precipitation falling. This will be one of the last things, and I'll end up the video across different parts of the UK. You can see this is for London. We actually look at a 20% chance, 20 to 30% chance of on Wednesday seeing these blue and purple colours, which is snow. So that's kind of a 20% chance of snow across the south on Wednesday. That's for Edinburgh. You can see snow showers there. This is focusing on the south. This is for Birmingham. You can see even higher actually, but approaching 30 to 40% chance here of snow during Tuesday and into Wednesday. I think this could be, that's northern Scotland. But basically summarising this up, because I've kind of been waffling a bit, but just a quick summary of the second half of the video. We know we're going to have a low pressure system approaching the UK during Wednesday, and we know it's likely going to have a warm or occluded front somewhere near the UK like this. And what's going to happen is somewhere we're going to be getting cold air pushing in from the north and bumping into that, and in some places there's going to be snow. However, we just don't know where that's going to be. Number one, the snow could be as far south as kind of France. It could just kind of go completely south of the UK. It could also go north through the Midlands, parts of Wales and northern England, where the south doesn't see much snow. However, the potential most likely scenario at this stage, which I would say probably around a 50% chance, is that we get this band move into southern England, the Midlands, and potentially bring significant snow. And if that were to happen, just finishing off here, we can look at what the potential situation would be. Let's get, I don't know why this is not working. Okay, there we go. This is the kind of the upper end scenario for a snow event. What the kind of depths we'd be looking at is potentially as much as 10 centimeters across the south on Wednesday. That's the upper end. Like, that's the upper end. So the GFS, for example, it could just kind of just be a dusting or nothing at all. But we could potentially see snow. Anyway, it's been quite a long video, but hopefully quite in depth, and I hope you enjoyed it. But I'm going to be doing more updates, possibly another one tonight if I'm feeling like it, definitely one on Sunday, and hopefully more updates to come during the week. Thank you very much for watching, everyone.